More IMBA Cup action coming your way. We got a game between Armmagedon, ACOM, and Isen. They're actually brothers playing on land right now. So in this one we got Armmagedon starting to Seraphim because he's going first land. 2 P-gens with the ACU. Taking on Isen here, and you can see no P-gens here in his UEF. He's going to go directly to the Hydra. It's slightly different. So on this map with the Hydra so close, seen so many different variations, it's really not clear which one's the best. Most likely it doesn't really matter. And you can see this is going to be a very big land spam from ACOM. And you can see 2 NGs and multiple Selines coming out for Armmagedon. And actually very early Mech Marine from Isen as well. And it appears that the ACU is also going to go to the middle very quickly. So you see a radar, Mech Marine, plus 2 Selines going to the expansion bases for Armmagedon. Also basically a land spam, no air. So this is the first game where either player, at least from what I've seen, hasn't gone with at least second air. Or now we're going to see a radar. This is a good placement for a radar for Armmagedon. And now we're going to see first kill of the game. ACOM takes out a Mech Marine. A very sneaky scout here for Isen, trying to get into the base but might get killed by a tank. You see that shot misses, so a very nice scout looking for air factories. We're going to see the ACUs meet in the middle here very soon here, almost 2 minutes 40 seconds. Here we see these Selines, 2 Selines for Armmagedon, looking for any, these are most likely stealthy now, looking for any expansions from Isen. We also see the expansion here from Isen with an NG, but it's going to be supported by some tanks. And here in the middle we see both ACUs reclaiming. This is nearly identical. You can tell these people are brothers. Very similar gameplay. And also forward we can see the 4th factory being built by ACOM and nearly 4th factory for Isen. We can also see this is nearly identical gameplay from these 2 people, except very small variations. But now it looks like on the bottom Armmagedon is taking the advantage. Not much going on top, but most likely we'll see a little bit of fighting. And you can see all the mass is gone from the middle, minute 3. It's a nice placement of a radar here, an engine getting chased down, but will be saved by the ACU. The tanks run away. So far very good gameplay from both players, but many more tanks on the field for ACOM, and that might get translated into early advantage, but neither player really have NGs at the expansion bases. Isen did try, but they got killed very quickly. Isen sitting at 1 kill, getting the second. Actually still at 1 and retreating back to the base. That is very strange. Actually no, you can see why that's happening. Armmagedon being extremely aggressive, moving in on Isen's base here. You can see he's followed with a whole bunch of units, and we're going to see the 6th land factory coming out for ACOM here. Really quickly we can check the reclamation. 3,000 for ACOM. Isen's at 2,000, so about 1,000 difference for Armmagedon. And you can really see that in terms of how many units it has. Absolutely no air this game, minute 5. And ACOM being the more aggressive party in Isen's base. Isen is going to start losing power. This is a good direction to attack from Armmagedon. If he can kill all that power, it'll be a big loss for Isen. But now Isen is countering, and it looks like Armmagedon just lost a lot of his units, and maybe a slight advantage for Isen. You can see 8,000 health for Armmagedon and 12,000 for Isen. That is a very big difference, and this could be trouble for Armmagedon. He's got to retreat very fast, maybe a little too much aggression, and Isen making him pay. And you can see all these reinforcements coming in for Armmagedon. Are they going to be in time? However, 21 kills for Armmagedon, so he is getting a little bit of veterancy. Only 6 for Isen. And now here comes reinforcements. Will these be enough to save Armmagedon? Down to 3,000 health. But now suddenly Armageddon has a lot more units next to Legend. He's trying to block him. 1,000 health, and it looks like Isen is losing health very quickly. You saw an overcharge right there, 4,000 health, one more overcharge, and Armageddon is going to die, and it is a draw. It's a 7-minute draw. This map, we've seen so many draws, so we are going to see another game. So we'll see you in the second game. Welcome to the second game of the first round between Isen and Armageddon. We can see once again Armageddon going with almost exactly the same build here. 2 Pigeons, Seraphim, Land Factory, still a Land Factory, but now this time Isen is going with a slightly different build. He's going with Pigeons. So we'll see if this game brings us anything different. So last one was over before 7 minutes. Remember, Armageddon rushed into Isen's base, but Isen counterattacked, but then counterattacked a little too hard, and Acom able to get a draw. But a pretty entertaining all-ground game. Perhaps we'll see a little more air in this one. We can see the first NG from Isen, extremely aggressive, goes directly to the middle. This is different. Last time it was the ACU that went to the wreck. But Armageddon doesn't seem to be changing anything in this one. It's the exact same build, and it is actually identical with the ACU going to the middle. I guess if it's not broke, might as well not fix it. But Isen is changing things up a little bit now. Yeah, he's gonna hang around his base a little longer. He's gonna count on this NG to get a mass, and this could be trouble if he's not able to get mass. This could be a big advantage for Armageddon early on. Still a second ground from Isen. Now here come the Selines. You see the Selene going to the bottom expansion, top expansion, nearly identical. And the NG from Isen actually gets to the middle quite fast. At about 2 minutes, it's going to have at least 30 seconds to go at that wreck, so it could be pretty even. And here comes some tanks, a scout from Isen. And finally the ACU from Isen is coming out into the field. We see now a third factory being constructed by Acom. So this build that Acom is using, he gets a lot of factories very quickly, and you can see it's only now Legend Isen is using his ACU to build some factories. So he is catching up in terms of what he's doing, and that was a great move. You can see Isen moving over to the other wreck, and he's actually going to get the whole wreck, leaving about half for Armageddon. He must have got that scouting with this tank. This is actually a very nice tank. Gets all the way into the base, but gets killed. But good for reconnaissance. So this is a very good NG from Isen. Probably not quite as good as that NG from Ubergeek, but also quite nice. But now it will try to get a radar. However, if this tank loses, it's going to be bad trouble for the NG, but it doesn't. And now we're going to see the ACUs meet. Here coming up on minute 4, let's see, Isen has reclaimed 2,600, Armageddon to 1,600. So that NG from the beginning was extremely good from Isen. Really got that advantage. So I was completely wrong in the way I called that. And now we're seeing it looks like Isen is very aggressive in terms of taking the top right expansion. Quite a few tanks, but quite a few tanks from Armageddon as well. And this NG might not be protected well enough here. This could be a failed attempt to take the top right. The two ACUs shoot at each other a little bit, and now looks like Isen is going to take the middle. He's making these mass extractors, and it doesn't look like Isen is going to care about the bottom expansion at all. He keeps on trying for the top, and very close numbers here. It actually looks like he will be able to take it in terms of land units, and he does have an NG moving in that direction. We're seeing 5 land, 6 coming out for Armageddon, and we also see 6 land factories for Isen. He does not have any T2 mass extractors, just spamming power. Don't see any power storage quite yet, and more land factories actually with the ACU and the NGs from Isen. Looks like the bottom base is given up to Armageddon, and the top is taken by Isen. And now Isen is retreating ACOM being pretty aggressive with his units. This is going to be very interesting. This has been some of the best land action we've seen in the first round. It's always interesting. UEF on Seraphim. It looks like Isen is going to get his factory back, try to rebuild it. Moorland factory, we see number 7, number 8, number 9 getting built by Isen. But also quite a few from Armmagedon. Now we see this Senji here trying to get this, get some of those mask extractors up. And we do see a T2 mask extractor from Armmagedon, so he did invest a little bit into his economy, and you can totally see that in terms of unit numbers. A pretty good advantage for Isen, and he will take this bottom expansion. Only 3 tanks to protect the Senji. Not clear if Isen knows that, and actually most of Armmagedon's forces are with the ACU, and he is attacking directly Isen's ACU. Isen is retreating really hard. He's at 1 kill. Armmagedon's at 5. And Isen really has got to get quite a few tanks to his ACU to protect. 1 factory is lost for Isen. And it looks like some T1 PD is planned for Isen. And you can see Isen pulled back his forces that were taking over Armmagedon's bottom expansion, and yeah, that was some panic from Isen. He took away the defenses from the top, and he did not finish raiding the bottom. So that will give Armmagedon the opportunity to take back quite a bit of the map. And actually Isen getting himself in trouble once again, being a little too aggressive with the ACU, and Armmagedon is going to try to take advantage. Isen does have a few units in the area to protect, and probably not enough. Very even fight here at this point. We do see some T1 PDs for Isen to retreat to. We see 12 kills for Armmagedon, 13 for Isen, extremely even. And now it looks like the bottom base is going to be taken by Isen once again, but a successful raid from Armmagedon on top. We see multiple forces from Isen all over the map here, but very similar. Now it looks like the map is going to be cut in half vertically, with both players having raiding units, but it looks like this raid here from Isen is going to be doomed. They're going to have to retreat and regroup, and on top Isen does have a little defense to do against a small raid, but he should be able to take care of it. We do see T2 ground coming out for Isen. We do see pillars. Still only T1 from Armmagedon, and he does have a very big spam here. But these pillars, we see 2 pillars in the field. These have the potential to really shift the way the direction of the game. And now we're seeing Isen getting an upgrade. Perhaps Armmagedon is going to try to get involved here. I might actually get himself in trouble being very aggressive, and I was going to have to retreat once again. So if this is a gun or T2 either upgrade, it's going to be a very powerful ACU. Might get Armmagedon in trouble, but now we're seeing this a very good force here from Armmagedon on the side. He is going to put some pressure on Isen, and we do see it's the gun for Isen at 15 kills now. He is pushing against Armmagedon. Armmagedon is in trouble. He is surrounded by Isen's units. He's really got nowhere to go. We see T2. And how did Armmagedon get himself into that situation? He did have number advantage, but kind of left his ACU. And a 10-minute win from Isen. So really a very small mistake. T2 plus T2 pillars plus the gun from Isen puts an end to Armmagedon. So that was a very exciting game. A very nice ground fighting, and notice absolutely no air from these 2 players in 2 games. So hopefully people enjoyed this one.